Yeah, it's live.
Oh, it's on? All right. Shalom. Call halal, Yahawah, Shem, Yahawashai, Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect brothers pushing the word to sincerity and truth. The men, women, and children that believe are the one-third coming into the fold. Give me Isaiah 24.
Rocket on. Oh, sneeze?
Yeah.
That should sound like a little
Allergies.
horn. So, then 24.
Yeah, I think around 9. Because, oh man.
Well, then should not drink wine with the song?
Yeah, right up in there. Cause what's going on, right? You got a lot of what they trying to do with Babylon. They trying to bring back the spirit of this place, but the spirit of this place is dead. Give me Baruch, I think 5:25. The spirit of this place is dead, but they trying to revive it. But it's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not being revived. You know what I'm saying? Even get it. I'll bring out the examples. Read that.
You know what? I'm going to start at verse
Yeah, I
4.
was just about to say it probably jump up a little bit.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. And let me know if you want me to jump up anymore. The
Nah,
earth mourneth, is good. The earth mourneth and fadeth away.
Right.
The world languisheth and fadeth away.
Yeah, the earth is mourning. You know, like even with this weather right now, it's
Keep
not
on
sturdy.
preaching,
Hold
bro.
on, bro.
This whole country's a piece of shit, corrupt.
Right.
It's a corporation. It's a piece of Biden's a piece of shit. They're all shit.
Yeah,
That's
hey,
what we
there
all
you
fuck,
go.
you know?
Yeah.
Check this out. There's a free, I put it out on TikTok. I put it everywhere. Fruits of a Poisonous Tree. It's a free PDF by, what's his name? It don't matter. Google Fruits of a Poisonous Tree. It's a free PDF. It's a book that you could actually buy on Amazon. But somebody uploaded it for free, so why pay for it? You know what I'm saying? Fruits of a Poisonous Tree.
What is based upon?
It's based on the corruption of this whole government. From day one, since after the Civil War, till now, which we actually live in martial law right now.
Right.
Because they never had the money to create a government after the Civil War. So it's still like a martial thing until they turned it into a corporation back in 33. It's all a fucking roll. Citizen is shit. We're all slaves. Why? We have to pay taxes, right? Why do you have to pay taxes? Because they took your birth certificate, turned it into a fucking bond, and made us financial debt slaves to their spending. Bro, it's deep, man.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's deep.
Fruits of a poisonous tree.
Where's the video, man? You got a TikTok me, man. I haven't seen you guys in a long time, like for almost 2 years now. You guys used to always be here.
Yeah, brothers just move around now.
I hear
Yeah,
that.
we be different places.
I figured these fucking cops were fucking with people, you know?
I mean, at one
Free
point
speech and all.
they bothered us. They kind of laid off a little bit now, but brothers just move around now.
Yeah, check
Yeah.
those
But
motherfuckers.
we gonna check
bro.
that
they
out.
don't do shit when they be a video,
We
you know?
gonna check that out. We gotta get
Yo,
back to the
Fruits of a
word.
Poisonous Tree.
Yeah, I definitely
Google
look into
it.
that.
It's online for free. It'll tell you all the fucking things they did to us as citizens. Yeah. See, you could be a state national. You don't have to pay no fucking taxes. You don't need a driver's license. You don't have to register your car. Who the fuck is gonna give the government the brand new car they just fucking earned their sweat? You know what I'm saying? Fruits of a Poisonous Tree.
Yeah,
Free
so
PDF.
this place is coming to its knees. So, but they trying to revive it, right? Read on.
Which one?
Isaiah 24, verse, I'm sorry,
Talking about America, right?
The earth mourneth and fadeth away.
Anyway,
Well, this whole system, the whole beast system, you know what I mean, is collapsing. But the Lord said what? The earth mourneth. All right, shalom, brother. The Lord said the earth mourneth, and it what? And it fades away. And if you check out this weather, man, this weather right now, summertime. Summer been hit at the end of June, but if you really check it out, we haven't got no actual. Yeah, I take a water or yeah, the zeros they got it for the the earth mourning and it fades away. Check it out. I was talking about the summertime, right? The summertime. We out here in the northeast. The summertime hasn't really actually hit or came in because this weather it's been like real rainy. And if you check it out, April, like, because they say April showers bring May flowers, right? Because after the wintertime, the spring come in, but it's that transition, right? Then once that transition hit, you get the warm weather start coming, then you get the rain. Then after the rain, that kind of like saturate the ground, then the sun come out and the crops, and you know, and flowers and the trees and shit start blossoming. But if you check it out, all these seasons been coming in late. You know what I'm saying? Like from the winter, like the springtime actually hit like real late, like in June. Now that it's like August, we haven't really got no real, maybe a couple of days, but we haven't really got no real hot, like summer weather, like some real heat wave shit. For the like whole last week, it's been like mild. The humidity been down. It's been mild. It's been raining. Some mornings have actually been cold. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what time brothers wake up. I'll be popping up like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning sometimes. And I come out and my tank top, white beater, or probably some shorts on because I'm in that summertime type spirit. But certain mornings was actually freezing. You had people actually 2, 3, 4 days ago had hoodies and shit on because it was tight nippy out. Yeah, so the whole weather patterns is totally shifted, thrown off. Yeah.
But as you said that this year, this time of year, they said the rainfall was down. Like the time of year when they said the rainfall was down. I listened to New Jersey 101.5. They said the rainfall is real low for this time of year. They said the exact number, but I forgot the number. So I was like, damn, that's why it's been humid. Because last week it was a little high in temperature. It was like hit 90s a couple of days, but then it'd be cold in the morning still, and then it'll take a little minute to get hot. It's different now. It's just different.
And remember that whole season of April, they call it April showers, right? Because you get a lot of a whole bunch of rain, but we haven't really received that. It's only rained like a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, and that's evident. You know that the rainfall is low,
and it's been hot, so that's just fucking good.
Yeah, and that balance is totally thrown off, man.
They actually said that the Euphrates River is actually drying up too, which is actually a bit of the prophecy.
Yeah, I saw the elder YAHAWASHI drop a beautiful video on that, hitting them different edifying points.
That would make sense because all connected to prophecy, like how it all like so. Yep. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 5. And it's I'm gonna finish 24. It says the haughty people of the earth do languish. They said the world language had faded away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. Verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yeah, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof because who? Ultimately, Esau is ruling. And as the king, so is the people. So the people is actually in the mentality of their ruler. So you can't say, oh, it's this guy smoking a cigarette and he threw it on the ground. Why? He's actually in the mentality of polluting the earth like Esau. That's why we got global warming. We got the greenhouse effect. We got the boiler. We got the ice caps melting.
Plastic in the water.
The plastic in the water. The BP oil spill and all this other shit. Like a lot of sea life is destroyed. A lot of sea life is dead. Could you get me that? I think it's in Hosea 4:3. When it talks about like the earth and the sea and the animals and all that earth in a way.
In New Jersey, in New Jersey, they had you have a day where the people like volunteers or whatever come and clean the beach of all the shit and on the shore of the beach.
Yeah, kind. They had they call it Earth Day.
Yeah, Earth Day. Yeah.
See, after Esau destroys every fucking thing, he want to call it Earth Day. Or the day we take care of the earth. You're supposed to take care of the earth every fucking day, man. Every day. This is a place you gotta live off of. This is a place you gotta get your vegetables from, your air from, and all of that. It's no specific day. Like Esau now, he's so-called peaceful with Jake, which is a false peace, is a pseudo peace, because what? He's conquered and ruled everything. He hasn't pulled out. When Esau was taking his land over, he was violent as hell. But now that he got power and he's in a position, his violence and all of that is real deceptive. So a lot of Jakes feel like, he's not pulling out the sword like how he used to. Esau lightened up a bit compared to how he used to be. And the reason why people do that, because they actually reach a position of power that they want to be in, and there's really no need to be that violent no more. If you can rule through deception. And don't get it twisted, he's still gunning you Jakes down, but I'm talking about that sword, that old sword that he used to have, tearing, ripping shit up, you know what I'm saying? he hasn't been shown them type of horns in a while because he's actually in a position of power. But it's that same devil that lies underneath. You know what I'm saying? But watch when these devils lose their power, they gonna flip again. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said he shall come down with great wrath, knowing he had but a short time. Because all these people got racism and hatred in them. It's just that they in a position of comfort. When you in a position of comfort, you don't wanna, just like Jake hustling. Nigga, we trying to get money. We ain't with violence. That Jay-Z shit. We don't resort to violence. We on resorts and islands. Because when you get in Styles P, you know what I'm saying? I don't want beef, I want money. That's the green way. Because anytime you in a position of comfort, anytime you in a position of making money, you try to not deal with violence, because even on the streets, that brings an unnecessary wave of heat or police. Even at times, going back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of times police used to let niggas hustle and make money as long as they kept the violence down. As long as there wasn't no little kid getting shot, no stray bullets, no old people getting robbed and fucked up, they'll let niggas do them. They ain't really have a problem with you chopping or doing whatever. You know, but the violence came and fucked it up. But violence is under all these people's skin. It's just that Babylon put them in a pseudo comfort to where they in a comfortable state. But watch when all of this shit wear off. It's kind of like when you on psych meds and this person cool. You're like, nah, what you talking about? Bro, cool, man. Bro, cool. But when them fucking meds start to wear off, they resort back to their own frame of mind and mentality, and that's what all these people going to do. And ultimately, Esau, once he come out of that frame of power that he think he had, and find out he's actually losing, he's going to come down with that old sword.
Oh, there was said that where the meds were when those animals be attacking and like zoos and shit, they say that at that time, sometimes what the fuck is shit called?
Drug that they on?
Yeah, but there's a certain drug they're on that keeps them kind of like, you know what I mean, at bay.
Docile.
Yeah, that wears off. Like, it can wear off at any time. They don't really have like a, you know?
What that, Hosea 4?
Yeah.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 3. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, yeah, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away.
Right, so now, because I'm a fisherman, right? I like going fishing. Now, I can see with lakes and fresh water, because some of these lakes is man-made and Esau do stock them. So he make you get a fishing license to fish them, because that helps pay for them to raise more fish to restock the water, right? But when it comes to the ocean, you shouldn't have to have a fishing license. At one point you didn't. Now, when it comes to the ocean is abundant of fish and sea life. You shouldn't have a fishing license to fish in the ocean, or you shouldn't have to worry about what size it is, or it's not big enough, I gotta throw it back, this and that. But why is that? Because the sea life is actually dying off. With all these plastic in the water, shark fin soup, the fucking BP oil spill, and that's just one. A lot of them not even recorded. That's just destroying sea life on a whole, shark life, and all of that. The earth is the Lord said, perilous times shall come. So the earth, people, and life itself gonna be in great danger before the Lamb actually shows up.
Right.
And we in those times right now.
I still got more than
Yeah, hold that. I will definitely want that. Yeah.
5 to 5?
Yeah. No. I'm gonna back that up with this. All right. So I forgot what you had. Yeah, read on.
Right,
but hold that, Big Show.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 5. It says, the earth also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, like the land Sabbath. You know, read on.
Verse 6, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Verse 7, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth. All the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth.
Right, so the noise of them that rejoicing is ended. And that's what I wanted to touch on, because they trying to uphold Babylon because they recently had the first like major 4th of July since the whole pandemic thing. So certain states, I know up here where we at, they trying to bring that back, but it's not, the excitement of it is dead compared to prior to COVID. You know what I'm saying? So you had the whole Juneteenth thing. That wasn't vibrant at all. When they first introduced it, Jake trying to rejoice, the whole 4th of July was dead, man. The whole 4th of July, because now they got restrictions, like in New York. Regular civilians can't own fireworks. You know, they was locking people up for, like, if you had fireworks blowing, you had to light them shits on the low. Because if a police was coming up the block or somebody ratted you out, you got bagged. You couldn't like own, and all them spots in Chinatown, downtown on Canal Street that was selling them shits was getting raided. Esau was taking their shit. Because, so if you really wanted to see like fireworks, because New York was bitching about like, oh, they dangerous, because you know, people was wilding out, pointing Roman candles at each other and doing shit flying through the window and crazy shit. So what they did was they like, all right, if you want to see fireworks, you got to go to the local park or somewhere where it's, you know, being let off at and watch it from there. But you wasn't able to particularly own your own fireworks and blow shit up yourself. So that was kind of like stripped away from the people. So you wasn't, even a gay pride month. You know what I'm saying? That parade they had was dead. I wasn't there, but when people, you know, I kind of worked in that day, and I worked in the 5 boroughs, but people was like, yo, that parade was over, people barely showed up, this and that, because it's driving, you know? So the whole spirit of Babylon is what? It's falling, and people are still trying to upkeep these holidays. People is trying to upkeep their birthdays, but it's not going down. Hey, look at Thanksgiving. Even the whole Thanksgiving thing is, people is all, especially Jake, is all off of that freeloading spirit. Because nobody want to cook no more. Because you got a bunch of niggas that come around, especially our people, that come around and just freeload off of what you got. And when they leave, your house is dirty as hell. They never clean up. They leave a mess. They might start arguing and fighting, and a shootout might break out.
That's family.
And they eat all your food, drink all your liquor, and if you got bud or something, smoke all your weed, which is we don't condone. But this is what our people do. And they leave you with a messy ass house with probably police outside investigating. So now the average person, you know, and that generation of our grandmothers and aunts is dying off. So the new generation, they ain't trying to cook all that food. People don't cook nowadays. People don't even cook regular local meals. Everybody like eat out. You know what I mean? So imagine telling these new millennials or Gen Zs, you gotta cook a whole fucking Thanksgiving dinner. They like, what? Hell no. I knew certain people who ordered out.
I been went out and ordered for Thanksgiving over time.
Motherfucker ordered the whole Thanksgiving dinner from different restaurants because they was too lazy to cook. Now that was expensive as hell. I don't know how much it came up to, but you hear these things like, what? You know? But go ahead. But that show you that this place is dying and they're trying their best to uphold this place. But it's still falling, man. It's circling the drain.
Yeah.
So like, just to add on to what you were saying about that, you were saying about the 4th of July, it was the most expensive 4th of July like in recent history because of the inflation and everything like that. And even with the summertime, they were saying that this is the first summer since the whole endemic started that traveling was trying to get back, but a lot of people was having, it was a lot of hell and chaos with the whole traveling because of the expenses of flights and the whole cancellation and the shortages of pilots and staffing. So as you were going into, they're trying to get back into the spirit of what Babylon is about, but it comes with a more devastating cost. Yeah.
America's like a second world country now, but people are not noticing it because to go from 1 to 2 is not like a major jump, especially if it's slowly happening. Right. But America's like a second world country, like Romania or something. You know, it's not like a first world country no more. Like a lot of things, a lot of resources is like real scarce. You know, like you go to a supermarket thinking you about to get this, that shit might not even be there. You got to go to this supermarket or that supermarket, or a lot of meats and a lot of products may not be stocked or on the shelf. You got to go to multiple places just to try to get a certain meal that you want to prep or a certain recipe that you want to put together, and you missing certain ingredients. So now people is forced to what? Cut corners. And now what? You're going to have to prioritize. You know what I mean? You're going to have to say, yo, what's more important, gas or my cable bill? A lot of people, yo, cable, yo, you got a cable? Yo, well, we need internet, right? Especially men of the Lord. Well, we don't need it, but it's very useful to us, right? So you need internet, right? So what's happening is, it's like a domino effect. You got the cable shit, but a cable bill, and they got different bundles and packages and all that. You want the Showtime and all of that. A cable bill could be like $300. You got like 2 or 3 rooms. You got the boxing. You got like that shit like $200-300 for a cable bill. Then you got a phone. You got your regular phone bill, right? You got your regular phone bill. Don't have like access shit. I was kicking it with the brother in B-more. He like, yo man, my phone bill like $2 something. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, but he was telling me all the accessory shit that he got. Like he got hotspot for the tablet and this and that. But I'm like, yo, that shit kind of steep. I remember a phone bill was like $40. You know what I'm saying? But when you add all the unlimited data and the unhidden fees and shit like that, all that shit accumulates. So inflation is hitting, your paycheck is staying the same. Inflation is hitting, and now people is forced to cut corners. You're gonna have to prioritize what's more important. And ultimately what's more important is the word of the Lord, but you people don't see, one thing about Americans, they live in luxury. You know what I mean? They live in like, they spoil you. So they have all these different accessories that they can do, getting here and there, getting pampered. So a lot of that shit is gonna have to get cut out to foot certain bills. Like gas, if you got like a V6, like a 3.5 liter, or you got a V8, a lot of people got these trucks and shit. Man, yo, you're gonna spend your gas bill. Some people spending like, if you driving medium, not even heavy, you got a Denali or some shit like that, or a Camaro, you spending like fucking $100 every 2 days, every 3 days. Yeah, so a week, you dumping like $300 a week on gas. Times 4, that's $1,200 on gas. So since when do your gas bill override your fucking car payment? So yeah, you like, yo, my gas bill is worth more. It costs more, because a car payment like 4 something, 5, maybe 5, depending on your credit or how much you put down. Then with insurance, normally you get full coverage, so full coverage like 2 something. So 4 something plus 2 something, let's say $750, $800. $800 for your car and everything. Your gas costs more than your car note with the insurance. And that's what the Lord is doing to this place. So that stress, hey man, if you ain't in the spirit of the Lord, you won't flip out and lose it. Or you're gonna have to cut away and take away from certain things, and that's gonna affect other things.
You gotta think about the insurance, and you said the insurance and the car payment, that's already there. And the gas, they saying the gas is something that's not always determined, so it can go up again. So that budget will change again, even if it's just a couple dollars, but couple dollars, a few cents. But if it go up $1 again, that's gonna be talking about $6-7 a gallon. Yeah. Motherfuckers can't afford that shit.
Yeah, so all of that going to the beach. Now what? You gotta check your friends out, right? Because now it's like, yo, all right, we all jump. Who car we taking? You know what I'm saying? Yo, who car we taking? Oh, we jumping in his shit. He got the truck, but you gonna have to chip in, and it ain't gonna be no $5. You gonna have to throw. You gonna have to drop a dub. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to. Hey, brothers used to, brothers go to Baltimore and shit. I used to not ask brothers for nothing on the gas. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you gave me something cool, you know what I'm saying? But if you not, cause it was just like, yo, I got a 4-cylinder. I put like $50 in there. I go down there and back. You know what I'm saying? But now that shit's like, yo, man.
We gotta have this conversation before we go.
Like, yo, we gonna go fishing when we get down there. But, cause brothers like, how much should I bring? You know, I'm like, well, we're going fishing when we get down there. You got chipping on this, and you got plenty, maybe give me like a 20 on the gas or blah, 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 this and that. You know what I mean? So I add that kind of into the price because gas before wasn't a factor. It's kind of like whatever, but now that shit is a factor, especially if you got like an SUV or some type of big block engine V8, or you got your shit souped up with horsepowers. Because the faster your shit is, the more gas it burns too. The more horses you got, like these people got these Mustangs and shit like that. Them things burn.
Engines,
Yeah, them things burn. You know, all the hybrids is kind of bought out. You go on the market looking for hybrids, them shit's gone. Matter of fact, you got a hybrid now, you probably could sell it for like double. That was like an investment now. But we in the spirit, so we ain't really beat to like make all this money, but that's kind of like an investment. You sitting on 2 or 3 hybrids, you could put that on the market right now for double or triple the amount because people are getting hit hard on the pocket on the gas prices.
Yep. Continuing on to Isaiah 24, chapter 24, verse 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. Verse 9. They shall not
the harp. What was the harp used? King David used the harp to take the evil spirit off of Saul. So that meaning what? That level of comfort is coming to a cease. Now everybody jumping on their toes. People got to scramble. People got to make moves. People got to think, use their head. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, yo, sit here, relax, and sit here and do nothing. You know what I mean? And just chill in Babylon and laugh and drink and this and that. So the Lord got pressure coming from above. So the Lord got pressure. Hey, I'm right here. The Lord got pressure coming from above. And the Lord got, I hope she ain't get them, you know, once they start, and it's kind of like, yo, you got to wear that. You know, so he got pressure coming from above, and he got pressure coming from below. You know? I think that's the sister, though, that be looking out. The other one, cold-blooded.
Yeah.
She be looking out too, but yeah, she
used to be in the beginning.
Nah,
She got cool after a little bit.
Oh, she...
Yeah, as long as you don't park there, she good. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's good.
No, it's good. It's
What you
good. Hey, how you doing?
I'm across the street. Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Isaiah 24, verse 10. Oh, excuse me, verse 9. They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
When you have wine and music, that's a what? Party. So partying is coming to a stop. Why? Because a lot of these clubs are shutting down because where do clubs really make their money off of? Clubs make their money off of alcohol, mainly, right? So a lot of people is coming to the clubs drunk already. And then, but see, the clubs are slick, right? They hit you with, yo, you gotta buy two drinks. You gotta buy 2 drink minimum.
Yeah.
Yo, and then drinks went up. I thought it was just like a New York thing, because drinks always been high in New York. You go in New York and get somewhere in Midtown or downtown, you get a fucking beer like for $13. And then keep your $7 if you don't press them. You give them a 20 or something, man, you be like, here, throw that shit in his tip cup.
Right.
Like, you be like, yo, with my $7, hey, here, look at you like, you gonna sweat me over? Fuck, you ain't going like, yeah, like you bum ass thing. Like, yo, you charging me $20 a Corona, nigga? Like, I'm about to order like 5 of these shits. If you keep giving me my $7 back, that's like 2 or 3 more. And I'ma tip you when I leave, nigga, not per drink.
Right. That's what they be looking for, man. You're like, yeah, I ain't got it like that.
Fuck you think I am?
Yo, bartenders in the city, I don't know about other cities, but bartenders out there be making like 6 figures. Bartenders. You like, what? Yeah, don't let it be like a woman or pretty or you a brother that's a little charismatic. You'll touch 100K as a bartender just with tips alone. 500-600 a night, easy. You know? But what people has been doing, they've been going to these bars, they've been getting drunk already. Then also what's hurting the economy, men is starting to wake up about all these tricks that's being ran on them through these women. Men is not buying, it's like a simp apocalypse going on. Men is not buying chicks drinks like that at the club. It's still going on, but as much as the frequency of it, because you got all of these, you know, fresh and fit, MGTOW, all these different movements. That's Kevin Samuels, and all this has been enlightening men to stop simping so hard and to stop letting these women take advantage of it. Because you got to think about it. You somewhere at a bar, you buying a chick a $13 drink. Like, yo, how much? If you do that shit all night, you gonna be fucking, I don't know how much money people got, but you gonna spend like $100, $200 on just buying chicks drinks that possibly don't even like your ass. And they break the social construct. If you buy a bitch a drink, at least she owe you as a conversation. If you take her out to dinner, an expensive dinner, over $80, she owe you some ass. Straight up. All dating is what? Prostitution.
That duration.
Yeah, all dating is because there was no such thing as dating. The elite found a way to sell merchandise and clothes, so they brought that dating thing to the scene, and they brought the restaurant thing to the scene. As far as, because really dating goes back to courtship. But when you courting a woman, you didn't spend all this money or did all of that. There was no such thing as dating. The elites brought that on the scene to deceive the people and to bring this whole commerce around as far as clothes. Because think about it. When you get ready for a date, you buy a new outfit, you go to the barber shop. Like, it boosts the economy. Women go to the clubs, you buying drinks. It kind of like makes the world go round. And a place like these major cities, New York, LA, Chicago, Sex in the City and all that, all people do is date. And that's what? Bread being spent, bread, you spending bread, and that really comes from what? The man pocket and to the woman. And when it goes to the woman, they stimulate the economy. But it was an article that said, due to men not catering to women, it's having a major effect on the economy. It's because now people is becoming more self-conscious, and it's all prophecy. Could you give me 7 women shall cleave to one man, Isaiah 4:1? It's having an effect on the economy to where, because you got to think about it. How much money men spend on women? It's in our nature to take care of women and children. That's how we designed to do. But when you really think about it, a lot of the car you buy, the clothes you wear, you know, the jewel. Because think about it, men are really like simple. We simple creatures. A man can live off of like $30,000 a year, to keep it real. Because men are really minimalists. What makes our life really advance is the women. Like, we go to, get that in our pocket for a man's will kill and cross sea and out. What's that, first Ezra 4? Yeah, because other than that, really men is like really simple. Why dudes sell drugs? Come on, they might tell you dudes sell drugs for bitches. That's why they get fly, they get the house, the car, they get a fine bitch. Why niggas rob and steal and kill and flex on niggas and want to beat people up? To get the status, okay. That's why the Lord said woman was the strongest thing outside of the truth when they was going over it, because they kind of like drive men to have purpose. Now, when it comes to the men of the Lord, the word is our purpose.
And it's likened unto a woman, wisdom.
Right, it's likened unto a woman. And that's why we got an upper hand on these women through the Lord. What the Lord said, he said, he who pleased the Lord shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Meaning your natural biology and your drive to be with a woman, you can't really fight against that. Hey, shalom, brother. Yeah, but send me shabbat. You can't really fight against that to where it can overcome you. Then the Lord also said, he who don't have a wife will walk up and down the street mourning. So you got some people who just can't be alone. They need female companionship. And if the woman sees that about you, she can take advantage of you and run you into the fucking ground. But
so like I was gonna say, you know how that's so true, because the truth teaches us to cherish wisdom as a woman, but a woman would get jealous over us being in the truth because we're giving all of our attention to wisdom.
And not just that, the truth enlightens us about her bullshit. We get to see straight through them.
Right.
And they be like, damn, imagine you got like a sister that's putting you V on how women do. That other woman, I hate your fucking sister. Why? Because she giving away all of our secrets. She giving away how we deceive y'all. She putting you up on game so I can't run my shit on you. That's what wisdom do with us. That's why I said the truth overall is more powerful than wine, women. He said the truth and the king. The truth was the ultimate thing to be with. And that's why it's real hard for these women to fully get an upper hand on us, because we not docile, and we got the upper hand on them through the truth and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of YAHAWASHI.
You went to Isaiah 4?
Yeah.
Isaiah 4, verse 23. So like it. I started at verse 22.
That's first Ezra.
So like it. My bad. First Ezra, yeah. First Ezra chapter 4, verse 22. But this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
Right.
Yeah.
You labor, you toil, you give and bring all to the woman, because it's in our, see, a man will bust his ass on a garbage truck, go to work and go broke, long as his family good. He don't care. He'll wear some old sneakers. He don't care. Look, my son, long as in his mind, my son is, doing good in school. He got his outfit. I paid for a summer camp. My wife, I took her out. She got her hair done. I'm broke. I got gas to go to work for next week. I'm happy. That's the nature of most men. We minimalists. Right. We don't like carnal shit like that. We're not really driven by Israel, because we are royal people. But when you check out men on the whole, men could really go without. Like, yo, I don't really need that shit, bro. Like, just give me a little TV in the apartment, a little studio. You know what I mean? I'm good. Like, yo, give me some little gear or whatever, this and that, little car. You know what I mean? I'm good. Look how Leonardo DiCaprio, he's driving around in a fucking Prius. He worth like hundreds of millions. He in a Prius, chilling.
They showed you that in that movie, Think Like a Man, with Gabriel Union and the guy that she was with, the Proctor.
Yeah, Proctor.
Yeah, he had an old ass couch that was beat up from college. Yeah. And he was like, yo, I love this couch. I don't need to change it. And she was like, don't you want to like upgrade? Don't you want to get a house? Like, wow, I'm good.
Yeah. I like my life now.
Yeah. So men abhor, we keep our money just off of our nature, and Esau knows this. So he sent a woman in to extract money from us, and woman will stimulate any economy, especially if you let them loose. So when you pull money from the man and give it to them, they mainly shop with it. Because women don't view money like a man do. They look at it as something to play with. We are providers, so we look at money like, oh, I can make 1,000. If I made $1,000 a day, a man would be like, if I do this every day, I can make $30,000 a month. A woman look at $1,000 a day and say, I can make this one day, pay my rent, and not work no more. Because they don't have the mentality of provision like we do. They don't view money how we do. A bitch will burn a whole suitcase of money just because you broke her heart. A man won't do that. He'd be like, nah, I could make something happen with this. Because that's part of us as being providers. But go ahead, bro.
Verse 23. It says, yeah, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and steal, to sail upon the seas and upon rivers.
Yeah, that's where stick-up kids come from, right? Because they trying to rob, steal, get all this money based upon what? Looking good for what? Eve. Looking, trying to have what? Status. That's why they do that for. Stick up kids and drug dealers. You know, I want the bins and all that. They want attention, but attention from who? Women. And they trying to attract what? A mate. You know? Read on.
Verse 24. And looketh upon a lion, and goeth into the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
Right. Some men actually give it to him, which I don't condone that. Or they give it to him in the way of like their purpose of their whole purpose of doing all that shit was for her. So that's kind of like you gave it to her to keep her happy. Even in the Lord said it. He said, a man that is married care for things of the world, how he may please his wife. And a man that's unmarried care for things of the Lord, how he may please the Lord. Showing you that what? The way you please a woman is through worldly possessions. And if you don't, man, if you tell a woman that you straight about the truth, fuck this world, you don't have no financial goals or plans or nothing, she ain't gonna fuck with you. More than likely it's gonna be a turn-off because what drives them is things of this world.
What did Kevin Samuel say? A woman looks for a man with a future, a man looks for a woman that doesn't have a past.
Right. You know? So, and that's the realest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's true. So, read on.
Verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Go back to what YAHAWASHI said, a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? A lot of dudes. Yo, this is, hey, you can't tell me this is not the truth. It's a wise saying around the genders, right? A mother has a daughter forever, but a mother only has a son until he finds a wife. So meaning, he said, a man love his, bring that back.
Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Yeah, yo, you'll meet, and I might see this brother in California someday. Like, yo, man, what you doing out here? But and sometimes, not necessarily him, but it be behind a woman, like, yo, my chick, you know what I mean? But really, things is backwards. Your woman's supposed to follow you around. You ain't supposed to follow her where she go. You supposed to be like, yo, I'm leaving New Jersey, I'm going to New York. She's supposed to be like, I'm coming too. Like, I hope you ain't thinking about to leave me. That's supposed to be their mentality because they supposed to support us as a helpmeet. But now the game kind of reversed. You know, Jacob be in all types of lands that he never thought he'd fucking be in behind, hey, my older brother, right, he gangbanged his shit, right? He claimed that 5 Deuce Hoover shit, right? But this nigga never been to California. Right? He repped that shit pretty hard too, right? But I'm like, yo, you never been to LA, you never been to 52nd and Hoover, you never been over there. Maybe your big homies have, I don't know. But I'm like, yo, if you into something so hard, why won't you like, you know, we in the truth, we go see the apostles or whatever. Why won't you go see the originators of the shit you repping? So he say whatever, this and that. But however, he met this chick The power of the woman. He met this chick recently, like 4 months ago. She from Jamaica, foreign chick, from Montego Bay. This nigga hits me. Yo, bro, I'm about to get my passport. Yo, he like, I'm like, you about to get a passport, nigga? I ain't even got a passport. I've been meaning to get one. I just bullshit around and get one. The brother showed me like, you get your passport and shit. But I just been bullshitting and getting it, filling it out or whatever. It's not hard. But I'm like, you about to get your passport? He's like, yeah, I'm about to go to Jamaica. But I'm like, oh shit. He's like, yo, she gonna take me to Jamaica, whatever, meet the family and shit. But so I'm like, yo, and I just found it amazing. I'm like, nigga, you been tripping all these years. Never went to Cali. But you made a chick. And you gonna fly all up, cause them gang niggas call that shit the motherland. So they kind of worship in their world. You know, you gotta look at it from their position. In their world, that's kind of like everything.
It's like a Mecca.
Yeah, that's like Mecca. Like, yeah, man, we gotta take the trip to Cali and meet the homies in Cali. But he never did that shit. But you meet this chick in fucking 4 to 6 months, you talking about getting a passport, going to Jamaica, Kingston, and all that shit to meet her family and her people. And I just found it amazing, but hey, that's the scripture. That outside of the truth, women are like the most, have the most kind of like influence on life and society itself outside the truth.
A drive, a purpose for a man to have a drive.
Thank you. That's what a purpose for a man to have drive and motivation.
Verse 26. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
Yeah, meaning they lost their mind. Yo, and you can see that all the time. Sometimes you put a beautiful, not any old thing, you put a beautiful woman in front of a man's face, his brain just kind of like freeze up because he's like stunned at like how fine she is. Like he, sometimes his speech gets slurred. Not all men, but he kind of like freeze up. Or if you want information out of somebody, say you running a business and I want to know about it, but you be like, yo, if I tell him, he could become my competition. And I say I know that about you. Like, nah, he ain't gonna talk to me. But say I got a beautiful woman. Not you a woman though, but I'm like, hey, go over there and ask that brother about the ins and outs of that business. You more likely to tell her way more information than you would tell me, and you bring it back and give me all the information. Hey, that's wisdom.
You saw do that with cops. Like you have a lot of women undercover agents. Saw do that in Fast and Furious 2, with Eva Mendes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the guy, he thought that was his girl, but really she was just getting information from him.
Right.
He ain't trust nobody. But she put a beautiful woman in front of her.
The Latina
and
yeah.
She was running his whole business, but she was a cop.
Right.
Because
men tend to freeze up. It's an apocrypha. Men nothing more than you love nothing more than like a beautiful woman.
Yeah, even pillow talk is in the scripture too. Same
Yeah. Yeah. So when a fine ass woman like talking in your face can like just paralyze. That's why it's good to be in the truth to help you combat that spirit. That could just like paralyze your whole smarts, your wits, what you plan on doing, what you was about to do, your goals or whatever. It can just paralyze your whole existence, you know? That's why some of them fine ass women they like cars, man. You know, reliable cars like a Camry, right? Them Maseratis, them McLarens, them Lambos, they got a lot of problems with them. That's what people don't tell you about them. Them real super hyper cars got a lot of problems. So like the more beautiful the car is, the more problems that it has. And the more beautiful the woman is, the more harder she is to maintain.
It says, desire not a woman for her beauty.
Yeah, kind. Especially in this world. A fine ass woman is gonna be hard for you to keep up with because she's high maintenance. She got that attention.
Kind of like what you're saying with a car. You shouldn't desire a car for how it looks. because like those type of cars, like a Maserati or a Lambo, those aren't cars you're supposed to drive every day.
Right.
Those are cars you're supposed to take out once in a while. So when you actually trying to get a car, you may look at a car like for how it looks, but that's not a reliable longevity car.
Them shits be cutting. They have a lot of electrician
Yep.
problems and all that. Then you drive, like you said, you drive it every day. That shit will start fucking up on you. So the kind of the woman is saying, it's a wise saying. It was like, if you want a man to be faithful, I think this Kevin Samuels bring this out. If you want a man to be faithful, you got to date down. Because the more higher value the man is, the more access he has to other women. And if a man want a woman to be faithful, he got to date down as far as looks. Because the more beautiful she is, the more access she have to adultery. I ain't saying get you an ugly ass bitch, but I'm just saying you don't want like no 8 or 9. You probably want an adjustable 6. You know what I mean? Or adjustable 5. You know what I mean? Something average. But if you got an adjustable 8, you know what I mean? That when she get dressed up, she's gonna have all that high maintenance attention.
You know what's crazy? What's interesting about that? Because in the Eastern Hemisphere, a lot of these heathens, they do what? Arranged marriages. So their marriages, their family structure isn't based off of appearance. It isn't based off of like that surface level. And in the Lord said He took our beauty from our women. So now, because in the ancient world, I believe a lot of the women of Israel look good. So it wasn't really no competition when it came to who looks better than who. Now,
like
of course,
Miami, you go down this,
it's all
there's beautiful women everywhere.
Right.
You like, who do I pick?
right.
Yeah.
So you didn't desire a woman back in the ancient world because of her beauty. You desired her based off of how well she would be able to maintain your house, take care of your kids, etc. Because, her qualities, right? But now, because the Lord stripped the beauty from our women, now it's like very scarce to find a woman that has those qualities and beauty at the same time. So now in this world, if you wanna be at peace in your household, you can't really find. It's gonna be very hard to find a beautiful woman that can bring you peace, because now she's always in the comparison mode. Now she's choosy, as they say. Now she's choosy, and if she's choosy, she has now the power to decide whether or not you are worth her time, other than vice versa.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to say real quick, social media is to blame.
The
Because you got
breakdown.
these women on social media, they're doing like these, they're on like those dating sites, whatever, and then these dating sites now, they have like, you can go live and you can like talk shit, whatever, you know, play music, whatever, try on different shit, whatever, for men to watch you and just say stupid shit, whatever. So you're just, like a lot of these women go in there for views and likes and shit. They don't even go there to actually meet a good man. You know what I mean, everything's about attention and fucking being exonerated by some man or whatever. You know what I mean? Having multiple men glorify you and say all these, oh, you're beautiful, this, that, and the third. Because she wants to be worshipped.
Right, and that's what fucked things up, the internet, right? Because that's like if you take a kid to Toys R Us and buy him a toy, you be like, Jonathan, you only could get one toy. You be like, okay, I'll take the Tickle Me Elmo. He go home with the Tickle Me Elmo in 3 days. You clean it up in the backyard, you find that shit in the backyard. You dust it off, clean it up. Jonathan, I found your Tickle Me Elmo. He like, man, I don't want it no more. It's all this and that. What happened? He saw that whole fucking warehouse full of toys. So he like, yo, why play with this one toy? I got tired of that shit quick. It's the same thing with women. They had access to the internet had globalized. Before they just had access to dudes in their neighborhood. Oh, he liked me, dude in my math class liked me, and the guy that, it was 3 dudes that liked him. But now they got thousands of dudes that like him. So now it's like, yo, they get bored with, they always think they can upgrade. Because the internet is like that Toys R Us warehouse. They seen that they had access to all of these fucking toys. So now they become what? Picky and choosy. But the Lord, that's why I got that Isaiah 4:1 on deck after we read that in Ezra. The Lord about to flip this shit right side up. Because right now it's upside down, but the Lord about to flip this shit right side up.
And you know what's going to fuck up women too in the kingdom? They all going to be beautiful. So if they're all beautiful, now they can't compare to one another. So now their qualities is going to be what makes them desirable.
Right.
Because right now, what women in their they got a high mind because they can compare themselves to other women who are not viewed as in this society as attractive.
Right.
But all of
they
Israel's
are
going to be
overweight
beautiful.
and
Right.
chubby, obese.
So you're not gonna have none of that. So now in the kingdom, all women are gonna look good. So now you're all on the same playing field as when it comes to looks. So now what other qualities that do you have? And that's what in their mind is it. I find that's going to make them a lot more humble because you can't be prideful about your beauty because everybody's beautiful.
Right.
It's more now. It's what supply and demand type
An
thing.
abundance
Yeah, it's an
mindset.
abundance of beauty. So it's not nothing.
I guess it's why I guess it's why the Lord compared Israel to being a woman, because when the scripture says, "Give her not liberty, Gad abroad," and Gad means when they're aimlessly in search of pleasure. What do women search for pleasure for? Women, it's going to be really adultery. That's what women mostly do when they go out and abroad.
Right.
They go out and commit adultery or whatever. So that's why Israel is called that woman.
Yeah,
Those
like
other
the girl trips and all of that.
like-
Yeah, that should be straight.
that's what Israel did with all other religions.
Exactly.
I'll finish it off. It says, verse 26 again. Yeah, many there be that run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. Yeah, that's it on that. Because then he goes to the king.
Give me that.
Isaiah 4 verse 1. And in the day 7 women shall take hold of one man,
Yeah,
saying.
not because they want to, they're going to be forced to, right? Because what? Society going to collapse, you know, to where Eve is not going to be able to fend for herself. So she's going to cling to what? The strongest man next to her or by her. It's not going to be like, oh, we going to deal with this, deal with that. Because we want to. They're going to be forced to do that. Saying, read on.
We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
So showing you that these women today, they know their role. Don't let them fool you. They know how to please a man. Check it out. You date the nigga woman, she'll shit on you. Hey, let the elder, we Southern Kingdom. Let the elder, see, a lot of us brothers deal with like Northern Kingdom, right? But the elder Shah Allah, he deal with Southern Kingdom. But he's a Northern tribe brother, right? So, you know, we close with the elder, so I'm like, yo, the chicks treat good for the most part. And you be like, what? You know what I'm saying? But when we get with them, it's kind of like, you know, that hatred. You know what I mean? We get a lot more lip. Or if a Israelite foreigner that looked like an Edomite date a nigga woman, she'll cook for him, she'll play the role. She might burn them in the end. You gotta still be careful with these women. In the end, after they have a baby, the baby gets 6, 5, 4, 7 years old, whatever. She might burn them then. But showing you when they get with these other nations, they switch it up. They know how to play the role. They cook for them. They say yes. They turn off all that street shit and they become ladylike. So they know how to do it, but they just refuse to do it for your black ass. Yeah, they be like, yeah, I ain't, you know, they straight be your rival, but it's in them that they know what it is and they act naive and dumb and give you lip, but for the right person, as long as it's not you, they'll do it, or they'll play the role.
With their job, they're a totally different person in the office.
Huh?
That was it.
Oh, that's it. All right, jump back to that.
All right, Isaiah 24? All right, good.
I think go to 11. You still got the Baruch?
Yeah. Isaiah 24, verse 11. Matter of fact, I gotta read 10 too. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Keep on. I'll start back at 10. Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up.
Yeah, the city of confusion. And Babylon means what? Confusion. You know, you got women wanting to be man wanting to be woman, children switching up their gender, and so on. It goes on and on. This place is totally upside down.
That no man may come in. Verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets.
Meaning what? That wine right here is talking about the truth. there's a crying for wine in the streets because people going to want comfort. And in that day, only thing that's going to comfort you is the truth of knowing what's going to happen next, what you're supposed to do, and knowing that the Lord is possibly on your side. And the only person you could get that from is a prophet or a brother that's in the know. But he's gonna have to be in the spirit to actually sit down and talk to you. Because the Lord gonna have us agitated too. You know what I mean? We in this flesh, we got shit to deal with. Our families, brothers got families and things, and you coming along, the doors of repentance closed, and you coming along trying to be comforted. So he probably not, if a brother do talk to you, it might not be, he might keep his shit real brief and sweet. Like, listen, the name Lord, the name of the Lord is this, just pray to that. I'm out.
Don't take the mark of the beast.
Don't take the
name
chip.
is-
And the Lord's name is Yahawah. His son's name, YAHAWASHI. I'm out. hold on, I got a few more questions. Look, we're gonna be like those celebrities when they be coming like, hey, we got no more questions. No more questions. Hey, that's how it's gonna be. You know, the parable of the 10 virgins, you know?
Yep. Verse 11.
And just telling you that amount of stuff is mercy. Just telling you that much. Telling you what the Lord's name is, pray to that, and don't take the chip.
Because you know what it is with knowledge allows you to get built up. But really, all you really need to know is to repent, the name of the Lord, the name of his son, and not to take the MOTB. That's the only thing you really need to know. But in order to build up, you need to know other things. But
Right.
you're not going to have that time to get those other things. So it's like now you got to just do it yourself.
We actually got scripts in our head
Right.
that come to mind as we...
That can comfort you.
Yeah, to this day. Like, as I see things, scriptures pop in my head. Even if I don't remember BCV, book, chapter, verse, like, the wording of that scripture, like, just from being in the truth over the years, the like, everything I see, like, scriptures is based upon, like, oh, that's the script. Oh, that's the script. Oh, that's the script. Even if I don't say that to the individual, it's still in my mind. And that's how I visualize the world through the Bible. And that helps comfort you. And this is everyday life. Shit ain't really kick off. So when Jacob's trouble comes, it's, you know, it's going to be even wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. But people don't have these scriptures in their head. They don't know how to navigate the Bible. You know what I mean? And to where they could go to this and go to that. You know what I mean? They just want to hope that a prophet is next to them to personally comfort them.
Because for instance, the scriptures about like Revelation 3 and 10, fear none of those things without shall suffer. The Lord, behold, the devil shall throw some of you into prison. Now, if a man might just only know the name of the Lord, the name of his son, and not take the chip, if he ends up getting thrown into prison, he might not be able to think, wait, this is still a test. The Lord's still, dealing with me. He might lose faith at that point because he might think, oh, the Lord don't care about me because I'm in prison now. But as a man that has this knowledge, we know that hey, these things are going to happen to us. So we have the reminder of those scriptures that still comforts us even in the moment of affliction.
Jumping the gun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because you get that doubt demon is a motherfucker. You'll get that doubt demon and jump the gun. You know? Which now you ain't part of the elect. Well, you never was because it's all written anyway.
Right.
You know?
But continuing on, Isaiah 24:12. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the verse 13.
Nah, that's it.
Okay.
Give me.
This is Baruch 5 and 5.
Five and 25.
There's no 25.
4 and 25 because
4 and 25?
yeah.
Baruch 4 and 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahawah.
Yeah, and one thing about men, you got to deal with shit, right? That's why amongst men, when you start complaining a lot, and in the world of men, we call it bitching. Because, like, if you complaining about something, deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, just accept it. But it's no need to be like, yo, man, yo, she keep doing this and that, this and that, this and that. And like that shit get aggravating in the ears of solid dudes. Like, yo, man, stop bitching.
With Joe.
Yeah, like, yo, stop bitching. Either accept it or deal with it. If you ain't about to do that, but nobody want to hear you fucking bitching. And the word bitching it just mean complaining. I mean, sometimes, you know, we in the flesh, we've been Babylonian raised. You might complain once or twice about something, but amongst like men, you know, nobody want to hear you keep fucking complaining. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord sometimes give you power to change the situation. If you don't like the job, get a different job. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes brothers lack faith or they scared that they might miss a rent payment or some crazy shit. But like, yo, stop complaining or bitching. But bitching really go back into women, the nature of a woman. Because women complain because they like faithless creatures. I mean, they lose their cool a lot faster than we do. So that's not cool to be in a complaining or bitching type spirit. That's why the Lord says, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Lord. Look, the Lord put us in this situation. We got to deal with it. You know? You got to work. You got to slave. You know what I mean? Your woman going to give you lift. Now, certain things through the power of being Yasharala, and the Lord give us power over serpents and devils and scorpions, you can actually change or make wiser decisions and do better for yourself. But ultimately, be under the foot of this devil, man. And we got to deal with it. You know? One of my brothers was complaining. I'm like, yo, you a man, deal with it. I'm like, yo, what you want me to say? I'm like, deal with it. Until the shit pass over. And that's one thing about men, you gotta be able to tolerate shit. Whether it's pain, whether it's frustration, and that's what's wrong with these little niggas today. They don't know how to tolerate or deal with shit, so they wanna cap something out, they wanna rob something, they wanna kill something. And that really comes from a lack of having strong fathers. Because a strong father will teach you like, yo, you gotta persevere, nigga. You gotta deal with that shit you gotta deal with that problem until the Lord take you, because some shit you can't shake out of right away. Or some things you just in a jam. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you gotta pray to the Lord and you gotta deal with that shit until the Lord lifts that burden off of you. And that's just what it is. Ain't nobody coming to help you or nothing. You gotta deal with that shit as a man. And that's one thing about being a man. Being a man. For all that bitching and complaining. That's why the Lord says, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Lord. Like he told Job, stop bitching and gird up thy loins like a man and deal with the judgment that I put on your ass until I lift it off of you. Because the Lord don't, hey man, even the Lord ain't going to throw the heathens in captivity forever. You know what I mean? He's a merciful power. Look, man, you got to deal with this 1,000. Shit gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean? But then you gonna be good. Esau, I ain't gonna even enslave you. The Lord could be like, I'm gonna enslave you motherfuckers forever. You gonna die and come back, die and come back, die and come back, die and come back. The Lord like, nah, I'm gonna have mercy on them too. I'm gonna just scorch their ass off the planet. Yeah. So the Lord, you really check him out. The Lord is a merciful power. So how the fuck you want to die and go to hell forever? Right. With the Catholic doctrine, that's not mercy. You die and just burn in hell forever. No forgiving. You just forever. That's not mercy, man. The Lord is eventually gonna have mercy on, starting with the elect, nation of Israel, the other heathens, and even Esau, because he's going to exterminate his ass from the face of the earth. He can like make him serve captivity forever.
And it's not like we were ever get tired of the
Word, like, it's like, it's just gonna be life. It's gonna be like you wake up every day like this.
Yeah.
That shit was like on the Six Flags every day.
Yeah.
I guess the Lord seemed to said double was good. Yeah.
This is enough.
He said, remember, he said he giving them double. So think about it, he giving them double what they gave to us. So like what they gave to us was real crazy.
Yeah.
They getting double that. So the Lord said that would suffice.
Double is good. That's good enough. Okay. Stop it, Israel. Stop it.
Stop it.
Now get that bonfire ready and we gonna get rid of them, and everybody just chill and serve and praise me.
Because you got to think about it like in the kingdom, Yahawashi gonna be walking the block. He gonna walk the block. So like that's just gonna be fair enough for the heathens. Like you think like we was talking like we always get the heathens like they're gonna give us stuff like remember the Lord gonna be there too. So he's like yeah do that. Like he ain't gotta say nothing. His presence in the earth is gonna be like like every time you gotta bow and kneel to this man. That's the power. That's the Son of Man. So he gonna be on the scene too, walking around. That's where the shame really gonna come. Because the shame gonna come from being shamed what you did to Yahawashi and then his men. So the Yahawashi and his men is always gonna be the ones that's gonna make everybody get down on their knees and bow. That's what we're for.
Right, kind, beautiful.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse verse 8. It says, "What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil? The number of a man's days at most are 100 years, as a drop of water into a sea, as a gravel stone in comparison of the sand. So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. Therefore is the Most High patient with them, and poured forth his mercy upon them. He saw and perceived their end to be evil, therefore he multiplied his compassion. The mercy of a man is toward his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. He reproveth, nurtureth, and teacheth, and bringeth again as a shepherd his flock. He has mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgments." And that just goes basically into the mercy that the Lord ultimately will have to all of Israel. Because you got a belief that the majority of Israel, because we know that the elect of Israel is a small number, so you have a belief that the majority of Israel, the Lord is going to kill and destroy and keep them burning forever. So why would the Lord create this whole nation, but then keep that he said that no man loves more than him, but then it's going to have the majority of them just be destroyed forever? No, that wouldn't. The Lord's scripture talks about him, and David always spoke about how the Lord's mercy endures forever. The Lord's mercy is he said, "I've seen his evil, I've seen their end, so therefore he multiplied his compassion." So even amongst the whole world, that's why the scripture says when Israel is in authority, that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. After they learn righteousness, after they are obedient and learn obedience through that rod of iron, the earth is going to be a Idon again. It's going to be a paradise again.
Yeah, everybody gonna be praising the Lord, which is how it's supposed to be. Ain't gonna be no false gods, Allah, and all that. The whole planet and the universe is gonna be that, because that's how that happens.
Right.
If you read the Lord's Prayer, He want to establish order in the earth as it is in the heavens, as it is in the fourth dimension. So the whole earth is giving praise to Yahawah by Yahawashi. And that's just all in harmony. Fucking Moabites, Japhites, Ammonites, Israelites, everybody just giving the Lord praise, man. What? You can imagine that? What? You can imagine the tight vibration? Like, we get together like 13 deep and praise the Lord. Now, I mean, even though we're not singing songs and hymns like that, but we all in the spirit of, and that's, you know what type of energy is that? Like the whole planet, like, ooh, that's beautiful, man. That's like unheard of just to think of that, like, damn. You could go to a Giants game and hear him chanting, just off some football shit vibration. And that's what, like 30,000 people. So imagine like, yo, what? Screaming like the name of your house, like the, woo!
Check this out.
That's heavy.
I got a couple things. First one is in the book of 3 John, chapter 1. I'm going to start at the top. It says, "The elder unto the well-beloved Gaius, whom I love in the truth. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. For I rejoice greatly when the brethren came and testified of the truth that is in thee, even as thou walkest in the truth." Verse 4, here's the point. "I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth." Now, who's going to say that first? Yahawashi going to say that, well, his brethren, but like, the Lord's going to say that about his children, Israel. Right. It's no greater for the Lord than to Israel walking in his truth and his doctrine.
Check out the Salaki, but check out fathers on a human scale, like us. A man has no greater joy but to see his son born. I don't have children, but men told me like, yo, my greatest moment in my life was seeing my son born. I was like, damn.
You know what's even crazy about that?
And imagine him being prosperous. Like when my son graduated college and became a man, and I see him be responsible and take everything I taught him and apply it to life and flourish. Oh man, a man to tell you, I could die and move on now.
What's even crazy about that, based off of that scripture, because I had that feeling about like when my son was born, but there's only one thing that can beat that, is if my son was in the truth, like very diligent in the truth. If I see my son, like Lord forbid we got that ill, but if I see my son going hard and like doing videos and like teaching, I'm like, I'll be like, I would die like great, like a happy death.
Yeah,
like, see
he
my
got a
son that
squad.
way. Yeah, like seeing your son in the truth in this world, where everything, where the scripture says in Hebrews 12th chapter, where sin is so easily beset us, but I've raised up my child in a way that he actually serves and fears YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. There would be nothing greater than see that. There would be nothing greater to see my son like that, man.
Yeah, man, that's heavy. So how much more the Father of spirits?
Exactly.
I created these people to be in my light, and they're not now. So when they get back into light, that's going to be the joyous thing for the Father.
That's why angels rejoice. God, yeah. That's why in Revelation 21st chapter it says about then the tabernacle of God with men, and they shall be my people, and God Himself shall be with them and be their power.
Right.
Because that's when Israel is going to be completely transformed in the heart. The laws are going to be in the heart. So it's like, hey, that's why the Lord going to give us everything at that point. It's like now y'all are what I want y'all to be.
Living your work,
Yeah.
living your true purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to be at odds with your father, that shit is just like,
That's not good.
yeah, it don't rub you the right way. But read that again, that was heavy, man. What precept was that?
Oh, this is 3 John, first 4 verses. I'm gonna start verse 2 though. This is 3 John chapter 1, verse 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. So he's been saying being good physically and mentally. Verse 3, for I rejoice greatly when the brethren came and testified of the truth that is in thee, even as thou walkest in the truth. Verse 4, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth.
Damn, that's heavy.
That's true. That's heavy. That's brother talk about other men, but like, imagine the Lord saying that. Like, there's no greater joy for the Lord. Like, remember the Lord said he's about to visit the earth with his fierce indignation. So, I mean, he's angry right now. So imagine when he's happy with Israel 100%. That means that's why the other nations are going to be such in awe when they see Israel, because we're like, yo, that's how like, they're the one true power is dealing with those people, because there could be nothing else to prove about than what they're seeing. They're not seeing that now. They're just looking at us as like just like we in the streets and the ghettos, because we don't got nothing going on for ourselves. You got a few good apples, but you know everybody else is really going to shit. But when the Lord puts that spirit in Israel, and then when the 2/3 come back, the whole world's gonna be like, yo, the only true proof that there's a God is these people. Because they don't believe with the earth and stuff. You don't ever hear these nations talk about, yeah, and God made this and that. Like, it's just like it's just items that's there in the earth. But when the Lord lifts up the nation of Israel, that's going to be the solidation of there is a one living God.
Right. So I got this article I want you to read right quick before we close out. But getting back to that point where I started from the economy collapsing and the spirit of this place dying, and the whole vibration of going out, men shall not. Hey, but that's kind of like the kingdom, though. We're gonna be getting pushed around, and you know what I mean.
They said that the sons, the elect, they're going to be offered up. Like you have other heathens, but the Israelites that don't get beaten up from the other parts of the earth, that they're actually going to bring the children of Israel to the kingdom, to Israel, to the land of Israel.
Right,
trying to get brownie points with us.
Yeah.
Like, I found the Israelite. You an Israelite? Yo, come here.
For real. That's why it says sanctified in the sight of many nations. Like Israelite is the heaven, like proof of the heaven, the people that's in heaven, like it's these people. You know what I'm saying?
Right, just like a job, you know, like the reverse Jake trying to brown nose to Esau to get promoted. You know, so they gonna want status. They gonna want some type of rank, or to be viewed as good in our eyes, so they could, hold their families down and have, so people gonna be looking to please us all the time. so we can have some type of mercy or possibly give them something. Half the time we ain't gonna give them shit. It's just gonna be like the hopes of us possibly.
They're gonna be prisoners of hope.
And there's no hope. This is life for you. This is your life now.
But check this out. Read this, brother. So going back to like how the economy collapsing through like the dating and all of that. But originally, see, Esau set up this dating thing to extract money out of men and to pull man off of his purpose, which is ultimately the Israelite man to serve the Most High and put woman there as a distraction. That's why I said through her we all died. But this is the actual history. It really goes back to courtship. But this is the actual history of dating. Read that.
Okay, we have 10 fascinating facts about the evolution of dating and courtship. And it reads, the little forward, it says, the rituals of courtship have evolved over time.
Right, because it was about courting a woman as far as like, you was talking to her to really see to marry her. Now, in today's society, really, dating is just about smashing. Like, yo, I'm taking a chick on a date. Really, you trying to smash. But you have no intentions on keeping this woman like as now these Israelite women. You have no intentions as keeping her as a wife or nothing like that. It's just like a sex game. Basically, it's modern day prostitution. That's what it is. There's really no such thing as dating, and it's going to get into it.
Okay, over time, and what is considered romantic today would have been scandalous, if not criminal, less than 100 years ago. As revealed in Moore Weigle's Labor of Love, The Invention of Dating.
Right, which is a book I actually bought, which is pretty good. You know, and she tapped on how this whole dating scene came about. Read on.
Yep, it's a remarkable history of the subject. Here are 10 things that you might not know about dating and courtship over the years. Okay, number one, it says, it wasn't always called dating. According to Weagle, date in the context of relationships reaches back to 1896. It was first used in a newspaper column in which a young man laments that his girlfriend is seeing other people, that they are still filling on my dates, as in the dates on her calendar.
Right, and that's what the whole term came from. Cause you gotta think like, where is this whole dating shit in the ancient world? It was like, yo, I'm going out on a date, I'm getting fly, going out shit. So this is where the history and the concept of this shit came from. And it kind of fucked society up and blew Eve's head up. But the Lord is about to reverse the game. Read on.
Yep. All right, number two, in 1990, dating could be a felony. It says, at the turn of last century, dating was still a new concept and law enforcement wasn't sure what to make of it.
Right, because if you was taking a woman out, 10 facts.
No, you said 1990?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
1900. I'm sorry, I just
The
see
1920.
I see 1896. That's a lot.
Yeah, around like the
That's the
1920s,
turn of the century.
like that was considered like prostitution. Because if the people of the town saw you out with a woman that wasn't your wife, and you was buying her flowers, you was buying her roses and shit, they would say you tricking off. Because that's basically what it is. You meet a woman, you offer her to take her here, you offer her to buy this, you offer to do all of that. What do you want in return? Sex. But these women act dumb like, no, that's okay, this and that, this and that. That's why men nowadays, what's killing the dating market is what? OnlyFans, Tinder, IG, because now the back page and list crawler and all of that, because now you could just straight up, like, yo, instead of taking a chick on a $200 date, I just, men is just paying for it, and that's what's killing the dating game, because now chicks is either selling you a prostitute or she's selling you white, but it be the same chick. Now, if you meet her on the horse site, I'm a prostitute. But if you meet me on the streets at Dollar Tree, I'm wifey, right? But it's the same woman, but she's just on different platforms. But it's the way you approach and deal with her. So men is coming to find out, like, a lot of these chicks got OnlyFans and all this and that. And I'm doing all of this to get sex from her, and she's stringing me along multiple dates. But come to find out, she letting that thing go for $150. So now, and what's happening is that's killing the game as far as men wanting to take you here, take you there, and that's hurting these restaurants out here. Big time. So now they have to jump their prices on things just to pay those bills and to make ends meet on top of inflation here.
Hey, you know what society is doing? Esau's doing is he's actually moving man out of like the whole scene of commerce because, like you said before, women are the ones who really buy and go to stores.
Right.
So men, they back in the day they would get their money from their men, but now what did Esau do? He made women have their own money. Now they made so now women have their own money. And they don't need a man for money, so the only thing they would need a man for would be sex. But now they came out with all these different toys, so that's another way that they're marketing off of women, making money off of women, is these dildos and these vibrators and all these other things. So now there's no need for a man in this society based off a woman's perspective.
Right, and men coming to find, which is the gender wars, which Esau promoting, men coming to find is no need for women.
Right.
Because it's like, look, you can give me kids, but if you're gonna take my kids from me and I can't see them, really, you gave me a kid, but what benefit is it if I can't see him? I can't raise him. I can't enjoy the upbringing of his life because you took him from me, threw me on child support, moved all over the country with him. I tried to move behind you to see him. When I do, you move again. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's like, yo, if I can't enjoy, you can't give me children and I can't enjoy, because what's the sense of having children if you can't enjoy it? You know what I'm saying? And then the Lord says that, you know? So you can't, being a wife and a mother is thrown out the window. Your natural role is like totally gone. So it's like, yo, what can I use you for? Now, a woman's body was sacred. A woman's vagina was hard to get to. You couldn't, they used to cover up. You couldn't see nothing. Like whether she was blessed downstairs or not, you had to see that after you married her. No, dudes used to put fucking mirrors on their fucking shoes. Yeah, the old school dudes used to put mirrors on their shoes to look up under. You slide that shit up under, like what's she working with? Cause real talk, this how it was. Yeah, I talked to one of them old timers like, yo, when women wore skirts and dresses, how y'all really seen what they had? That's what they used to do. They used to take like mirror on their shoes and look up under from the bottom. You know what I mean? On some pervert shit. But that's how sacred a woman, access to a woman's body was. And whores was always pushed in the corner. Because to keep it real, whores fuck up society. That's why they always was like pushed in the corner somewhere, or they had brothels where they was like, they in this building, you know what I mean? But they wasn't like out and about because women was naturally made to be mothers and wives. And when you get mature, and I know in the scriptures you could buy, you could cop something, whatever. But when you get mature in the spirit, you kind of grow out of that. And really the whole whore thing, you really want to deal with quality women once you mature a little bit. If you can find as much quality as you can. Read on.
Your shit's talking. I don't know. Is that an ad? I don't know if that was an ad.
That was Satan. All right, bring it.
So, in 1900, dating could be a felony. At the turn of last century, dating was still a new concept, and law enforcement wasn't sure what to make of it. But they were sure something sordid was going on. A young man and woman meeting in public, him buying her food, drink, and gifts, well, it is veritable prostitution in the eyes of authorities, and women could be arrested for it.
Yeah, you would get back for that. Yeah, because they're like, this nigga tricking off, especially if you had on some gators or some fucking Stacey Adams with you look like a pimp. So in the 1920s, they'll lock you up for that. You know, read on.
Number 3, it says dating introduced privacy to the process of courtship. Ironically, a man and a woman meeting in public was the best way to have some privacy. Before dating, courtship involved suitors calling on prospective partners in the family home.
Right, because it was based off of your family lineage. And this is what men don't think about until after they knock the chick up or after they marry them. You're supposed to know, like, yo, I want to meet your brothers. Why? I want to meet your aunts and all that because I need to know who my in-laws are. Because guess what? If one of these niggas fall upon hard times, they might ask you to, can they live there? Now, I'm your man. You my wife. I'm not going, if that's your cousin and you love him, I'm not going to tell you no. I'm like, all right, he can stay here a while. I got to deal with these people for the rest of my life. So it was important to know who your in-laws was. But Jake don't find that out till later. Like, oh, these niggas a bunch of scumbags.
Baby shower.
Yeah, you be like, yo, these my
Word,
in-laws.
baby shower.
Maybe I shouldn't marry this chick. Now, you can like her, but if you be like, man, if your in-laws is a bunch of wild hyenas,
You.
I like you, but I gotta deal with them for the rest of my life. I don't know, we might call this shit off. And this was what courtship was about, but they made it something called dating.
It says, and since McMansions were not yet a thing, it meant the parlor or kitchen, where there were always eyes and ears close by.
Right, so you would sit down and talk to a chick when her family was around, and you would, listen, man, you meet a chick today, you take her out for coffee. That's it, or tea, a coffee date. Why? Because it's a low investment, and you really trying to like get to know her. Why spend all this money and she curves your ass? And that's what's been happening to men. But men are what? Catching on to the point where the economy is, it was an actual article, I ain't gonna pull it out because we about to get out of here soon, but it was an actual economy article saying how the economy is suffering based upon men is not spending as much money on women on a dating scene. And if you check it out, you got hordes of groups of women that's going out together.
Brunches.
Yeah, it's like they like 8, 9 deep going out together. You like, where y'all dudes
They
at?
go at Galentine's. They don't really celebrate Valentine's anymore.
Galentine's. Galentine's. God damn.
Friendsgiving, because they don't have family, so it's now Friendsgiving. So it's not no Thanksgiving, you don't got a family structure.
And you know what happened too? The homosexual, the LGBT community is also killing off men too. First of all, men is scarce, more scarce than women. They say like 7 to 1 just to be nice. It could be more. Then on top of that, the LGBT, a lot of men is in jail, a lot of men is dead, a lot of men is older, a lot of men got health issues.
A lot of men is homos.
A lot of men is homos and they suffering from the LGBTQ. So that's killing off. Then a lot of men is waking up to the bullshit these women doing. So that's leaving women forced, and that's the when Isaiah 4:1 going kick. That's kind of now they walking by themselves, 10 and 15, 20 of them going out to brunch together, and they have to force to keep themselves company.
I don't know why I keep doing that.
It's like men, real men, are becoming less and less prevalent. Like a lot of men, a no-nonsense man, a man that has dignity or integrity, you can't find a lot of men like that. Really, the Lord is doing that because those only type of men are only the men that are of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. The man more precious than fine gold.
All right, check out hit number 4.
Okay, number 4. It says dating quickly became a big business. Before dating came into the picture, courtship and calling were conducted with the express goal of marriage.
Right, because listen, if I had a daughter, if a man approached her, I'd be like, yo, you trying to marry my daughter? If he said no, I'm like, man, get the fuck up out of here, man. Before I had one of my sons tighten you up, or one of my nephews. Because, like, yo, when you say I'm trying to get to know you, because that's a line Jake lose, I'm trying to get to know you. But in the scriptures, that means I'm trying to get to have sex with you. Like when it said Isaac knew, Rebecca. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like, yo, I'm trying to get to know you. So anytime a man stepped to a woman, he had to have his shit together. But what society tell little niggas today? They tell him like, yo, little nigga, you ain't getting no pussy? He'd be like, nah, and they'd try to shame you for that. But if you wasn't established as a man, you ain't had your finances in order, you couldn't fight, you couldn't protect, you couldn't do this, you shouldn't be talking to no fucking woman. Until, even when Jacob, he worked 7 or 14 years before, and what do you think he did with his money? He saved it, and he established and built a foundation. Even birds build a nest before they get a mate. Now, I mean, just to show you, but especially with Western society, especially with Israelites, man, we got the shit backwards. You chase behind a woman before you get established. Then when they find out you ain't established, you have all these kids with them, they don't fucking respect you. You're supposed to establish, they probably wouldn't eventually do it anyway. You're supposed to establish the foundation. But this world is backwards. They tease you for not having sex. They tease you for not having multiple chicks and all that. When you just a young buck and you don't even have, hey, what he saying, Martin? When he said this little nigga trying to get his, when Reggie came to the door, he said this little nigga trying to get his dick wet and he don't know shit about the world yet. And that's the concept, because men are supposed to be leaders. If you can't lead my daughter, you can't teach her nothing, you can't provide her with nothing, nigga, you need to take a fucking hike, man. And that's straight up. And that's how the world, and that kind of forced men to get on their shit. Like, yo, man, I want a family someday. And so a man will be forced to be like, yeah, I gotta get my shit together if I plan on getting a piece of ass and having kids. You know?
I forget which animal it was. I don't know if it was a goat or a deer. But like young deers or young goats, I forgot what animal it is, coming up. Once they reach like adolescent stage, not the adolescence, obviously when they are able to reproduce. In order to get a mate, they gotta actually prove themselves by doing that rams that bowling thing.
Yeah.
They're not trying to like kill the other person, but they're basically trying to establish to the woman that like I'm the
a
strongest
dominant
one.
male.
Yeah, so that once they establish that, then a woman sees that, then that woman knows that okay, he'll be able to protect me and my children. So I'll allow him to lay with me.
Deer do that
Beautiful.
Huh?
Deer do that
I think
too.
it might have been deer.
And why do you think chicks like men with muscles, or that's in shape? Because it really
Got rescued from the law. Why you stealing the law, my friend?
It really
That's
ensures
heresy.
survival.
Heresy.
You know, when you in shape, or you know when you got a woman look. See, now it's sex appeal. Like, oh, look at his muscles, I want to sleep with him. No, a man that's in shape show that look. If I got hurt, he could carry me through the woods. If a fucking mountain lion jumped out, he could possibly defend me from a wild animal attacking. So it was based off of them being a weaker gender. If you was out of shape or you couldn't run or you was winded, that was kind of a turnoff because it symbolized weakness. And it was like, yo, if something happened, me being a weaker vessel, he wouldn't be able to hold me down, even if he wanted to. So a lot of things now just been flipped upside down, and you're not looking through it through the proper lens that it's supposed to be naturally viewed as.
It's funny, women talk a whole different kind of game to them knowing that, but they be running their mouth like a motherfucker, like.
Because this world made money the
Yeah.
most powerful thing now.
Yeah. Yep. It says, it was a family affair as callers meant heirs, property, and happiness. The newly established dating industry, however, had other goals in mind. Marriage would hurt business. For the first time in human history, writes Weigel.
Yeah, because these devils found out like, yo, if we telling women to get married, because your life kind of get like paralyzed as a woman. No more going out. No, if you trying to sell clothes, perfume, lipstick, makeup, and all that shit, you have to promote this scene of dating multiple men and all that. And they found out like, look, fuck marriage. We're not promoting that no more. We can make big business off of pushing the dating scene. That's when your Woolworths came. That's when your Macy's, your JCPenney's, and all of that came, and they pushed that whole market.
Yep. And it says the newly established dating industry, however, had other goals in mind. Marriage would hurt business. For the first time in human history, writes Weigel, dating made it necessary to buy things in order to get face time with respective partners. This remains true today.
Right, because it's not about like, is he a good man? Is he strong? Can he fight? Do he know things? Is he intelligent? Can he lead? Can he provide? Who his father was? Who raised him? Instead of asking that, it's like, what kind of car he show up in? What kind of shoes he had on? What he do for a living? Now,
money he got.
how, yeah, like, yo, what neighborhood do he live in? Now when you go, because dating ain't nothing but modern day courtship with a prostitution spin on it. That's all it is. But instead of meeting a chick and asking her these essential questions, you really asking shit that don't even fucking matter as far as procreation goes. Because men get with women to procreate. Yeah, we had prostitutes and whores back then. I understand that. That's why I said when you become mature and get on a higher level, you understand more of purpose. But you did have concubines and prostitutes. I'm not denouncing that. But as you mature in the spirit, you start to want to deal with more of quality women. Read.
When we read 5 now?
Yeah, I'm not going to read all this. What's the title of that?
Consumer goods weren't always part of
Yeah, I
portion.
want that one.
Okay, it says for the fifth top, it says consumer goods weren't always part of portion. It says, whereas before, the compatibility of prospective couples was determined by land, status, and wealth.
Woo, bring that back.
It says, whereas
From the top.
It says, whereas before, the compatibility of prospective couples was determined by land, status, and wealth.
Yeah, your land, status, and wealth. Who your family was, what family line you come from, what status you got as a man, you know, what type of responsibilities you was. Because these things to look for in a man. But now these chicks, they get all screwed up behind these different dudes they deal with. They get attracted to the bad boys. They dog him out. He looked like Chris Brown. He looked like Trey Songz. They lock him up. They beat him up. They damage him. You know what I mean? And once a woman's damaged, that's it. They say scars on a man is wisdom, but scars on a woman, it destroys her.
Good girl going bad, she's going forever.
Yeah, once the good girl's going bad, she's going forever. That's why it was very important for the father to be around, to choose her a proper mate and to marry her off. You know?
Yep. And it says, with the onset of industrialization and the rise of the middle class, consumer goods become a go-to method for determining compatibility with a potential partner. Compare phones or favorite albums. Taste will become a central element of courtship and is still used to telegraph status today. However, subtly.
Yeah, that's it. You could drop it there. But y'all can check out the article. It's Margaret Wiggle, 10 Fascinating. Let me get it.
Courtship, dating, like creation.
Yeah, 10 fascinating facts about the evolution of dating and courtship. So that check it out, and it clearly tell you how this whole dating scene like evolved and how what it became today, and how it really goes back to courtship, but it's really like prostitution. Really, that's what you really doing. But Esau found a way to like legalize the prostitution of it. And he capitalized off it in taxes, and he sell his clothes and haircuts and wigs and weaves and all that through the line of, I got a new date, I'm meeting up, this is my second date. Billions of dollars is spent on that shit.
He made it vain.
Yeah, he made it vain. But that wasn't how life was. That wasn't originally what was life about. And with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. We like to give all praises to YAHAWASHI, to the elect, to YAHWASHI, the brothers laboring. Shalom.